I realized I was in an emergency when we heard the news that Ebola had entered Foya, at the hospital in Foya, and there were a lot of people dying.
My colleague said to me, Melvana, we just discovered a confirmed case of Ebola in Lofa. We are in the middle of an emergency. I have to run to the Ministry of Health.
I work with adolescent girls in West Point and Recount, two of the slums, the major slums in Monrovia. So when they were quarantined, that's when Ebola really hit me, because I couldn't get across to the girls. All the roads were closed.
We had bodies all on the streets, and there were calls from communities being made to the emergency center, and everything was really chaotic.
I had thoughts like, I just returned from Lofa. I could have Ebola. Who knows? Because this was my first trip to Lofa, and I had been eating the local food. I had been eating dried meats. I had eaten in local restaurants.
Ebola was like knocking the doors of communities, and I felt that my door would be the next. Every day I leave for work, my biggest worry would be my family at home, especially my 5-year-old daughter.
My main thought was, what about my little daughter that I have here? What happened? What will happen if at all she should go out and get it? Or what will happen if I should bring it into the family?
It was a constant fear, of contracting this disease, and going home to your kids. It was a constant countdown. Every time you have a headache, you have to start counting down. Am I safe? You don't want to hug your kids.
I was concerned about my family, but I was also concerned about the girls that I work with, because they became family to me too.
As a Liberian, I had to be there in the forefront to make sure that I be a part of this emergency. I've been a part of emergencies for over 16 plus years, but I've never seen anything like this.
Being part of this response is one of the best things I think I've ever experienced in my whole 15 years of working in the humanitarian field. I can express how much I feel being a part of this. It's not an issue of a choice, it was a need, and I'm so happy that I was available at the time to be able to render my service to my own country and my own people.
Information is power. And like I said, initially when I heard about Ebola, I thought, it's something that like the cold, you catch the cold and the next day you're dead. I didn't know anything about the progression of the disease, and I'm sure a lot of people in Liberia didn't have this information. But working for UNICEF, we're able to get the correct information out to the people. And I feel blessed that I was able to contribute to this effort.